What's good, everybody? What's up, man? This is Stephen Qualls II, aka Mr. Qualified, and we are back with another Qualified TV interview. And man, this one is probably the most special, but it's for a very sentimental reason. My guest today, Jay Will, who will give his own introduction. He was supposed to be like the first feature for real, on Qualified, and the timing it just didn't work out. But I always said I had to make sure this happened before he blow up too much, because he already blew up. But I'll let him introduce himself before we get into the interview. So.
Yo, what's up? Jay Wood. Jay Wood.
Listen, you know what I'm saying? Free Soul. Shout out everything, man.
Yeah, shout out Free Soul Chicago, you feel me? From the South Side of Chicago. Yeah, doing my thing.
Yeah, for sure. No, most definitely. Yeah, we just gonna hop right into it, man. So, obviously, rap artist, and I feel like rap don't even describe it at this point, man.
Mm-hmm.
You became so versatile, but just when did you first fall in love with music? Like, when did you just know, like, you wanted to be around it, you wanted to be involved with it?
I feel like, try to look at you with the camera.
I mean, you talking to me or the camera, it don't matter. It's just,
right,
it's natural.
Sure. I feel like, I don't know, like, my whole family was just, like, musically oriented. So, like, all my uncles, like, played, like, saxophone and stuff. Like, I was supposed to be, like, I was a band kid. Like, I grew up to, like, play instruments. My other cousin, like, played in the drum line for Morehouse. It was just, like, so we all, like, it was just known, like, when you get old enough, you're going to find an instrument, you're going to play it.
Right.
And then, you know, Saturday mornings, my mama playing house music, disco, soul, whatever. Yeah. You know, cleaning the house up. And then my pops, he was, like, really big into, like, gangster rap and whatnot.
Right.
You know, like, West Coast stuff. But he didn't want me listening to that, like, at a young age. So all he played was 50 Cent. So I was just brought up on, like, 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying, like, the clean version of that. And then house music, soul music, everything else, you know. And, I don't know, I always created, like, whether it was music or not music, I was just, like, making stuff. You know, I had, like, garage band, like, super young, making beats, guitar, piano, like, trombone, I was in jazz band, all of that. But I would say when I fell in love with, like, rap specifically, I was probably, like, 14, and I was listening to Flashing Lights by Kanye. Okay. And I was reading the Genius lyrics, so I was like, damn, like, this really art, like this, like he not just, that's the first time it clicked, like, nah, they're not just talking, like it's actually, like, it's a lot of intention behind, like, the art behind it. And that's when I first, like, really was like, all right, bet, like, I'm gonna start rapping.
For sure. Yeah, I think, man, yeah, anything Ye, for real, especially that time, he changed a lot in regards to the approach to rap, I would say. Even when you look back at what 808s did in terms of changing music, like, it was major. So you fall in love with rap. So what was your process of writing? Like, how did it start? How did you look at, okay, like, what do I want to perfect? Or did it even start out with wanting to perfect? Like, what was your whole writing process like when you were like, I know I want to rap, and figuring out what does it take to do that?
Well, at first it was like I would just write a lot of poetry. I'd go to, like, poetry slams, like, do, like, the spoken word thing, and then I would, like, because I had produced before that, so I would, like, meet up with, like, this one I got into Free Soul. I would, like, link up with Cosby Q or Moses, and, like, hey, I got this sample, can you do this? Like, do this for 16 bars and do that for 5 bars, and then, like, da-da-da-da-da, it'll be the beat. I want to spit my poem over this. So I think it was, like, after that initial tape, like, oh, I can't, like, I ran out of poems to put on beats. It was like, all right, I'm going to have to start, like, writing stuff to beats.
Right.
And I think I just was, like, it's something I did for fun. Like, it wasn't never, like, it wasn't very serious at first. Like, it was definitely, like, just for fun, you know. But I'm also still, like, competitive and, like, a perfectionist in the sense where it was, like, when it did come to, like, certain performances or, like, shows or, like, a cypher circle, I would, like, hear other people and be like, all right, bet I need to get better, or all right, bet I need to work on this more. Oh, damn, I didn't think I could approach it like that. That's, like, an interesting way to do that. I'm gonna, like, try to put some of that in my shit, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
But, it didn't really get serious until, like, senior year, junior year, high school. That's when I was like, all right, like, I want to be the best I can be, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Sure. That's when I was really, like, a verse a day. I think, like, even, like, freshman year of high school, I still got the notebook. We had, like, advisory in the mornings. Did you have that? Like, homeroom. Yeah. So we had, like, homeroom, like, for, like, 15 minutes in the morning before we started our classes. I just write a verse every day in homeroom. Yeah, every day. So even, like, freestyling, I had an alarm clock sophomore and junior year. And it's like really mostly sophomore because this before I got a car. My stepdad was always late picking me up from school. Like one time, man, the janitors left and turned the lights off, and I was still there waiting, like, bro. So I used to just like kick it at the school and have an alarm clock like every night, 7:30 p.m. And the alarm clock was like an instrumental, and I just freestyle until it went off type shit.
Oh wow.
For at least like a year or two. So yeah, just like being repetitive, being consistent, and then yeah.
So do you think, like in doing stuff like that small stuff, like can you definitely tell now how much it helped in terms of whether it was making you comfortable, whether it was making you versatile and knowing how to write the different things, whether it was just getting you used to being in the mind of writing a verse? Like can you tell now that doing that stuff early on has made it, if anything, easier, or just made you more comfortable, and kind of speak to how you see those things kind of coming into effect now as you are doing, you know, full-blown like EPs with a major production and stuff like that?
I think like it's 50-50. Like I think it points to my work ethic and my discipline, you know. But my best songs didn't come from me like working hard or like trying. It was like effortless, you know. When I wrote the song in like 2 minutes was when like it was. If I had to sit down and like, you know, like make myself do it, it's like I was just kind of. I mean, I'm talented, so it could be cool, but I know when it was like, all right, this is a special moment. Right. So I would say, but like it's like this one saying my homie used to tell me, like the difference between a professional and an amateur is like an amateur waits for inspiration to strike, and a professional like moves his pen like regardless because he knows eventually he'll spark his own inspiration. So for me, that was like I was doing the groundwork, like just let me just like, you know, practice, like same way I played football, like you doing drills, you know, we 50% speed or whatever, like you thinking of stuff in your head, you counting out whatever. Right. But like in the game, you're not like thinking like that. It's all like you just moving, you know. Yeah. Same like playing basketball, like you're not thinking. It's just that's like real. It's reflexes. So like me doing the freestyles and writing verses a day, like them was like my practice. Okay. But then like when the inspiration does hit me, like when I am like pushed to you know make art, make music, it's not like I'm not trying. Like it just happens.
Sure. Nah, that's real. I think, and it's crazy because when you see a lot of people start out young, and I mean I say young relatively because I mean a lot of people in rap start out young, but I think it's so hard. It's especially now, like it's so hard to separate yourself because there's so many people getting into music, and that's not like a knock on the talent that they have. There are so many people getting into music, and music now is all about the sound. I won't even say it has to be trendy, but it has to catch. It has to be something that people can be attached to or that can pique people's interest. So even having that mentality means that, to me, I look at it like you'll never fall victim to the cycle of people who kind of never evolve or never just get, because so many people look to get put on, and it's like with the quote and with the mindset you have, it's like you just gotta know that's gonna come, and you gotta know that the music is gonna be appreciated in its time. But so many people, I feel like, don't look at it like I look at a lot of the young rappers now, like Blueface more specifically, only because he was one of the artists who, when the question was actually posed and it came about, like he didn't know what type of deal he had, like he didn't care about music as much as he knew he could make money from it. And I'm not knocking nobody for getting paid per se, but it's a difference when you really appreciate the art of music. Yeah, I feel like it's a completely different approach to it, and that's what you was alluding to. So I just feel like that's hella real, and that's the reason why I feel like, you know, you just at the beginning, for real.
Facts.
Yeah, but so kind of backtracking a little bit. So your first tape, so was 2016? Was that the first mixtape ever that you had dropped, or had you dropped something before then?
Not officially.
Okay.
On some like little kid shit. Yeah, but that was like my first like under like Jay Wood. Like,
okay, gotcha.
I bet I'm a rapper type
gotcha.
shit. Yeah.
And how was that process of making that? You made that, and that dropped the summer before you started college. So yeah. So go back to that time, and what did that mean for you?
I feel like them was just all the songs I made, like the summer before senior year, during senior year, summer after, and that was just like, I don't know. I feel like I was just growing very quickly, like mentally, I should say. Like I was just like leveling up a lot. Like every song I wrote, I leveled up. Right. Then was like I remember like one song, Food for Thought, like off the Self Down tape. like I had a football game, left the game, like took a shower, then went to the producer's crib, crashed on his couch, woke up, the beat was done. We, you know what I'm saying? We wrote the song, so it was just like I was very much so like deciding like this is what I'm gonna do. That's why I called it self-doubt, because it was like I didn't know if I could play football. Like I was getting offers, you know what I'm saying? D2, whatever. But you know,
still
like
offers,
yeah. Like I could have did that. I could have like took the engineering route. I came here for engineering at first. Like it was a lot of like directions I could have went in. So this was like my like claiming like this is who I am. This is who I'm gonna be. I'm not gonna be scared to like be myself, even if it's like against the grain or whatever.
For sure.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I think a lot of people have to make that decision. And it's not something, I mean, not that it has to be, but it's not really something that is, I would say, publicized. Like, I look at it like, you know, you have so many people like, oh, they 19 or 20 doing this in rap or getting this, that, and the third, but it's like, nah, like, they had to make a choice. Like, they really took a step out on faith to say, nah, I'm gonna do music, as opposed to they had an offer to go play sports, or they could have went for a specific major. It's so funny. I don't know why, but I've been listening to Ugly God a lot lately.
Yeah.
And he got the one song, Bumps and Bruises, where he dropped out of school to rap, obviously, but I think he went to school for biology. And like in the lyric is something like dropped out of school to be a biologist, some of that nature, something like that. But there's so many people that have other options, and it's not just about music, but like that's really their passion. So like in the midst of that time, when would you say like you just knew like I could go D2 and this is something that like a scholarship is getting this paid for and that's cool, or I could just go to school for engineering and that'd be great and I could do a lot with my degree afterwards? But what made you say like, nah, I'm gonna dedicate, you know, this time essentially to still growing as an artist and preparing myself to go after that, you know, full-fledged?
I couldn't imagine, like if I had to imagine myself, like I couldn't imagine myself not rapping. I was like, I'm gonna do this regardless. You know, like engineering, I feel like that wasn't something I really wanted to do. That was something that like, I'm just naturally creative. So like, my mom kind of like, but like, fortunate and blessed enough to like be put in engineering camps as a young kid. Like, so I thought like, you know, like she was just trying to, you know, put me on the right path. Like, more power to it. Same thing with football. It was like, I've been playing football since I was in first grade. So it was just what I did, like what I knew. And it was just like, I kind of lost like my passion for it. Like whether it was us having losing seasons back to back or just me playing it for so long, I was just like, my passion was in the music. It's what I wanted to like make good art. And I never wanted to like back to what you were saying earlier, I never was just like, oh, I just want to be rich and famous. I mean, yeah, but like I legit like I want to make the best art possible. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember even we was like in 6th grade, it was like making raps, and my homie was like, yeah, like he was like, hey bro, like where you want to take this? I was like, why wouldn't we want to be worldwide? He's like, I just kind of want to be in the neighborhood with it, and I just didn't. I was like, why wouldn't you? Like, why are we doing something you don't want to do 100%? But I mean, I get it now. Like that's just what his calling. But it was like, I always knew it was just more so like of me believing in like myself and not like listening to the outer, because like your parents just want what's best for you, like and like my homies in my collective, like I think I'm the only one that's graduated right now. A lot of them dropped out or have taken years off or whatever, like, but like I think I'm like a testament that you can still get your degree
for sure and
do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? And there's people like, I know people like Femdot. He just graduated pre-med, still rap, like no, still doing things. So like you can get your degree and still do your thing, but like it definitely was difficult. Like it definitely was not like an easy task. That's why it took me 2-3 years to, you know, drop another tape or whatever. But I wouldn't change my path.
Nah, that's real, and I think it's always interesting to me because like I mean I got homies, a group of homies myself, and me and one of my other homies, we both graduated at the same time, fall 2018, but we were the only ones like out of our group up to this point to graduate. It ain't never a knock on your homies. Like life be happening, shit be happening, so it's not like they bullshitting or nothing like that. But like you said, it's still a testament to like it's difficult, it's tough as fuck. I think everybody that of course has been to college can attest to how difficult those 4 years are and getting through and how much of an accomplishment it is. But when you're in a position where it's like you somewhat have to intentionally not so much put a dream on hold, but kind of like push it back just a little bit, because you know like you still got to get this done, because you just know if it's a fallback plan, if it's a fallback plan, if it's just something that just opens another door for you. You know, you still need that, but I don't think people understand how tough it is to kind of actively make that decision. Like you said, it was 2 or 3 years before you dropped the tape, and it's like, I know it was probably hella tracks you feel like you was sitting on, or hella things you wanted to do, but it just wasn't there. You not so much resources, but time or energy, or just being in the mindset to like really push this and have a rollout and do A, B, and C. So that's hella real. But speak a little bit more to your time at Mizzou. You know, like I said, we met your freshman year. I was a junior at the time, and I remember like you don't hear too many people coming into college like legitimately saying like, no, yo, I rap. And then on top of that, hearing it and be like, oh, yo, he rap. Like type shit. So it's one of the things, it was like immediately I'm like, oh nah, like you can tell who's serious and who, you know, do it for fun or whatever. So just speak to, I mean, you kind of alluded to it, but your 4 years here, you came in engineering. Like, speak to what you ended up, cause did you change your major?
Couple times.
So yeah, no, I definitely speak to that process and just the whole mindset of being in college, but knowing like this is still something you plan on doing full-fledged when you leave, and what that, just everything you really learned in these 4 years as it pertains to just life, but then also how you even are approaching your music now.
Facts. All right, bet I can talk about that. So I came in to Mizzou freshman year, electrical engineering, because I had convinced myself that I wanted to like make my own headphone company or something like that. I don't know. That's what I wrote in my paper to get in. Them classes was impossible, and I don't say that to say like I went to a really, really good high school. Right. I was capable. Like I had the intelligence. It was just like I get to class and they was just like speaking a different language. Like we was legit learning shit I had never heard of before, like logic systems. Like I was just like, bro, like what are you saying? Like I don't understand. I don't even like know where to start.
Right.
So I think that was the first time, one, being challenged in the classroom for me, which was tough. You know, and then two, it's like, okay, I got this scholarship. I can't lose my scholarship. My GPA dropped, like that, whatever. Like my mom didn't send me out here. She didn't, you know, my people sending me bread. Like I can't let them down. So that pressure is there. Then it's like, I left Chicago to come like, to me, the middle of nowhere. It's like, bro, why would I leave this city that has like a music scene and shit opportunity? Like that's what really hurt. Like if I could have went to school in the city, I feel like it would have been different. But it was like, I was really hurt because I was leaving. So them first couple months, I was going back like every 2 or 3 weeks, driving or taking a train, like doing a show or interview or something, like anything, studio time, whatever, anything I could feel like was an opportunity, I was taking it. And I think it was just like I was doing a whole lot at one time, you know. And only reason I passed computer science is because I emailed him and begged him, and then the grade changed magically. So blessings to him. But sophomore year, I was like, nah, I don't think this for me. And I took an audio video class. And I'm like, bet, I rock with this. Because I took a film class my senior year of high school, and I fucked with it super heavy. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, bet. So I switched to IT. But I didn't know that wasn't IT. So here we go, sophomore year, I'm in networking classes, failing, you know, not understanding nothing they saying. It was just like, man, if it wasn't for like my really tight friend group at the time, I definitely would have failed out. But it was like to the point where I was like, man, they was like not doing my homework for me, doing my quizzes for me, but they was doing my homework and quizzes for me. So shout out to my support group, like they knew what it was type shit. And then that's when I had met Namesake, cause he had went here. Yeah. And I was just talking to him, and then like he was like, yeah, so like what do you want to do with your life? I'm talking to him, you know, spin my leg, and I was like, yeah, I can do IT, like they make this much coming out, I can put that money back into the music. And he was like, yeah, bro, just cause you got money don't mean the music gonna be raw. And I'm like, damn. True. He making making a good point. He was like if this what you gonna do, you just gotta do it. You know, And then I found out through him and Lex about digital storytelling. Yeah. And I had like read up on it and like asked some more people about it. And I'm like, yeah, I think this the best fit for me. Cause one, I always wanted to make like movies and video shit down the line anyway. Like, I still get to be creative. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like math and like all that shit, you know.
Yeah, math is trash, that shit.
Yeah, it's tough.
I mean, that's why I did digital storytelling. Same thing, I came journalism originally. Same kind of shit.
I already knowing it was tough.
Bruh, it was one of the things, like you said, it ain't that I'm not intelligent, but like it's you learn what they don't teach you coming into colleges. Like there's so many different avenues you can take. Like digital storytelling is a form of journalism. but they wouldn't sell it.
They wouldn't tell you that.
They wouldn't tell you that. Journalism is the name that sounds the best in the school is of course like the top school in the nation. It's competitive. So
likewise for engineering,
right?
like top,
of course,
top 10 type.
Top 10.
Shit.
So it's like for me, I immediately knew like this is not the type of journalism I want to do. Like I knew how I wanted to write. I knew what I wanted to write about, and I knew what I wanted to do. Like I wanted to tell stories. The journalism that is taught at the J school, it is that, but it's in a very much, it's in a way that's very much so catered to like the newsroom, like reporting, which is great. I just knew that's not what I wanted to do. So I was more so like, I want to do interviews like this. I want to be able to tell stories visually. I want to be able to tell stories in an audio format. So when I found out about digital storytelling, I was like, oh, bet. I said, we good.
Why have y'all not marketed
right,
this?
Like, and the thing was, like, for me, like, what I will say is the major didn't come about until about 5 years ago, so 2015. So, like, when I first got here, it wasn't even a thing yet. And it was in its first year, I think, my sophomore year, so it was still new when you got here, and ultimately when you changed to it. But I think they're starting to make it more of a selling point now because more people are, that field in itself is growing. So I think more people are just becoming intrigued with it. But yeah, like it opens so many doors because for me it's like this is an avenue that they don't tell you about because I feel like it's so wide, it's so open ended, and it really lets you choose what you want to do. And oddly enough, a lot of people don't like giving you that choice. They want you to stay like, oh, it's journalism, oh, it's business, oh, it's this, and they just want you to stick.
They just give you the tools.
Yeah,
like you do what you want to do. We just gonna give you the tools.
Right. No, literally.
I love that.
Literally, like they teach like now, like this is how you work with this. This is how you work with that. This is the best way to understand this platform. Now, whatever you want to do with that, you have all this knowledge. Go make it happen. And I love that because it's like it gave me the reign to be like, okay, I can be creative. I just needed to know like the nuances and stuff of knowing like how to work with a camera, how to play around with audio, how to do all that. The creative part is already being handled because that's just something naturally doing. So now once I know how to work the camera, set up a studio, how to take a certain picture, whatever the case may be, once that down, now it's like, oh, we good to go. Like I can, and then you can do everything on your own. Not that you want to do that forever, but knowing that you can makes it easier to one, get things done, then two, if somebody wants to come on board or if you do need help, you know exactly what you're looking for. So now that's hella real, man.
And I knew it would help me in the rap game too. Just like that was my thing. Like, how can I set myself apart from, because I peep like it ain't even really about the music no more. It's just about like cloud, your connects. Like, how can you sell yourself? You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, I wish it was more about the music, but I know it's not.
Right.
So I'm like, bro, if I can just like make my brand that much stronger, like just look professional, like be more top tier on that level, it'll start to separate me from the crowd, you know what I'm saying? And I can't even tell you how many times I've been in photo shoots where you've been like, let me peep, bro. I'm like, yeah, bro, just turn the f-stop. I want this kind of look, you know what I'm saying? I can speak their language, or shooting a video and they try to certain price. I'm like, well, I only really need this, that, and the other. I don't need you to use that effect, so we can just do this or whatever.
Right.
Like, bro, you can just send me the footage. I'll edit it for real. Like, I got Premiere. Like, we good.
Hey, facts.
They're like, all right, best. You know what I'm saying? So, like, multiple times, it's like animations or just the people I've met.
Yeah.
That's been able to do photo shoots for me, animations for me, whatever, like interview stuff like that. Like, this all through Mizzou, which is get to my next point. I was going to mention, like, I feel like me going to Mizzou, as hard as it was, like once I switched to DST, it kind of like, for one, it got me connected with like cities outside of Chicago, you know, which is something like if I had stayed back home wouldn't have happened. Like, you know, I got St. Louis, KC, Memphis, Atlanta, Dallas, you know, like it's more so I got a bigger network now.
Yeah.
And then two, just like the people, met people that go and work for labels or go and do this or go and do that. Like, I put the Mizzou alumni in my bio. It's opened a lot of doors that wouldn't have been open before, you know what I'm saying? And then also back to like my discipline and my work ethic. Once I did switch to DST, and like that was when I had took like the 100% like gamble on myself. Like, all right, bet, no plan Bs, no, like this is what we doing no matter what. This is what we gonna do. We gonna do something creative. We gonna make music. We gonna make movies. We gonna da 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 da. It was like class during the week, and then every Saturday I was like, bro, I gotta record a song, write a song. That was my like early junior year. That was my schedule. Like, record a song, right, at least like every Saturday before you go out. Like, if you're going to parties and you ain't written nothing. So that kind of also helped with my growth. And I think I just committed, like winter break, like 2018 going into 2019, that's when I really, really tapped in. That's when I really was like, alright, I'm 10 toes in the music. We finna make the best shit possible. And since then, I've just been working. And yeah.
Cool. So you talk about you like really went 10 toes down in 2018 going into 2019. So speak to when was the beginning basically of TRACKSTAR? Like when, not so much that you knew that was gonna be the name, I'm not sure if you did, but when did you start really focusing and making it a point to work on that next project?
Alright, so I tapped in 2018 into 2019. I'd say for 2019 all the way up until like August, I was really just like struggling to like find like my sound. And maybe like struggling as me being like a perfectionist and like being overcritical. Yeah. But I just wasn't satisfied with like I felt like I was like, I'm very versatile, but I didn't know what direction to go in. Alright, then I got back to my senior year, 2019, like August, I started working on this tape called Habitat. And that was gonna be, like I had the idea months before, like, no, this is gonna be the tape, like, this is my, freshman tape or whatever, like, wrote a bunch of songs for it. First track list came out to like 15 songs. I just kept slimming it down, like just picking the best tracks. Got to like December, like right around winter break, like right before, like we had just finished finals. I'm like, okay, I think this project is done. Like I'm done with this idea. I'm like, well, we gotta mix it, we gotta master it. Like I'm trying to get the wheels turning. I'm on the phone with like different people, like trying to get like a deal. Like I was talking to some indie labels. So I'm like, bet, like by the time I graduate, like shit should be moving. Right. And I felt like that tape, I was just really focused on like, I hate to say it, rapping. I really wanted to rap. Not saying like every song was like rappy rap, but I was just like, nah, like I want to make like really like good songs and like rap and like have a good message and da 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 type shit. And then after that, I think I was just like over it. So I was like, hey bro, this next tape, like I'm like, bro, I just want to get saucy. Let's just have some fun. Like let's just get saucy, bro. Okay. And it was like, I bet. So when it break, we was just kicking it. Like we was just having a good time. Like we was just being young. You know what I'm saying? This was pre-corona, so we was just outside. You know what I'm saying? And I already had We Good from the summer. We knew that track was really, really good, but we just didn't know what to do with it. So I was like, all right, we're just gonna keep this back pocket. When it's time, it's gonna be time. January 1st, Namesake came out to Chicago. Like he had like bunked in with me. So all right, bet we in album mode. Let's do it. I think January 1st, I wrote shit. January 5th, I wrote Champagne. January 6th, I wrote TRACKSTAR. January 7th, I wrote Holy Water. January 8th, I wrote Euphoria. So this all happened like very, very, very quickly. And I don't know, we just knew. Like, I was like, nah, bro. Like, these the ones, like, as far as the branding we was trying to do, the Habitat tape would have been cool, like, on some, like, Chicago, like, this is the next, rap out Chicago you should listen to, but, like, we felt like TRACKSTAR was, like, it could reach a way bigger audience. It was just more mainstream, more pop. I hate to say more pop, but it was just,
mainstream.
TRACKSTAR, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm in my bag, you know what I'm saying? So, it was like, yeah, I think this is what we should roll with. Like, this is going to be our first impression, like, the first statement, whatever. So that was that, and it was like, when we gonna drop it? I was like, I don't know. So the tape was done in like January. Right. Came back to school, still writing on stuff, working on stuff, just working. Got down to like May, because the quarantine happened, got sent back home, and then May we was like, all right, what we gonna do? And I had made Icebreaker probably like the first week of February. And then Sake was like, bro, you should drop that. Like, woo. I'm like, shit, I don't care about that. I don't care about that. I didn't like it at first. I'm like, I don't care about it. You drop it, I don't care. So we dropped it. The response was like, okay, bet, this is the direction we should be going in. Right. I dropped Pop Shit and Headhunter. Them was from the Habitat tape. Just like 2 little joints for the summer. And I really wanted the tape to be done in August because the 8th, Brandon, whatever. Right. And then August 28th, that's my dad's birthday. So I just went to like, pay homage to him too. So the whole summer we was just like, I've been planning like the rollout stuff, marketing, PR, videos, photo shoots, all that shit, just get everything ready. And then boom, TRACKSTAR, we already had all the songs done. Just brought We Good over, made Euphoria bonus track, made Icebreaker the last track, and then boom.
Yeah, that's wild. Cause in listening to the tape, it's like, well, first, I told you already, the shit sounds amazing, and like people know you have talent, so it wasn't like a surprise type deal. But I think for a lot of us, like, and outside of people who clearly have been around you every day, for a lot of us that know you do this and to see this happen and then to hear it, because I know for me it was like, dog, like, this is just the beginning. Because for me, I'm like, I've seen him perform, like I've seen him rap. Like I ain't been like in the trenches with you per se, but I've seen these stages kind of progress. So I'm like, if this is where he at now, it's just like it's really just the beginning, because it's so, like you said, you still can rap. Like in that tape ain't, like you said, like the rappy rap type of deal. So just to know, like I said, to know you got that type of versatility is crazy. But then on top of that, to know you recording these songs within a week essentially. But low key, like that's kind of how it go. Once you get in the rhythm, it just start flowing. So I can only imagine the vibe and Namesake, man. I mean, you already mentioned him, but that's. I mean, he need his own interview. I mean, Namesake is like that, you know what I'm saying? He wild, but definitely shout out to him. But man, so just being in that zone. So now, seeing that process, seeing how you were able to really not manipulate, but you were in control of like, all right, how do I want this to come out? How do I want this rollout to be? Moving forward, how did that experience of creating that tape and then creating the rollout for it? What are you gonna take from that in your approach to your next project, or how you just plan on maneuvering within the industry with whatever your next plans are?
I don't know. To be honest with you, I'm still like fake in rollout mode. Like I still I shot a video. The video should be done today. He sent it to me today. So the next video, and I still have 2 more videos planned. Okay. And I still like merch, couple other things. I'm planning the concert type shit. So it's still like a lot of. I'm definitely more so like in business mode, like calls, emails. Like I'm writing songs, but I'm not like tapped in per se. But one thing I do know, I don't want to do it the same way I've been doing it. Like, I feel like it can get really repetitive, and like the listeners are just like, okay, this is the same thing. Like you can't tell somebody the same thing twice. Well, I don't think you should, at least. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but I know that the bar has been set very high. So Habitat would probably never come out.
You think you would ever? Do you ever think, like, when you complete a project or complete an idea, or how willing are you as an artist to go back and say, I'm going to just rework the entire thing? Like, I'm going to keep the same idea, I'm going to just rework it with my mindset now? Or are you kind of like, it was done in that time, made in that time, it just got to get shelved because I'm moving past it?
I think ideally, I would like to be able to look at it like, I'm going to revisit this. But I peep, that's just not how I work. Like, whenever I try to revisit something, it's like, bro, it's like, whatever. I might like reference myself, like as far as approach. Like I have like this one song I recorded, and like I just did something really like wow with the stacks in the song, ended up not being all of that. But I was like, all right, bet when it's time, I'm gonna stack something like that again, like when I'm recording.
Got you.
And that's one thing that's been really dope, just working so close with Sake, is that like we write the song, then we record it. You know what I'm saying? Like we record in my closet. You know what I'm saying? So like we write, like we in the trenches. Hey bro, can we do this? Cause I'm really like I'm trying different shit in the booth or whatever. So that has been dope. But yeah, I'm better with just moving forward. That's right. Which is like, it kind of sucks because it's like some really, really good ideas.
Yeah, I'm already knowing.
That wasn't executed, like it just didn't come out as good as the idea was type shit. But I think maybe one day I'll do like a song dump. Like I'll just like, hey, this is 2019, 20. Because my demos, man, I should show you.
No, I'm already knowing you.
No, I gotta show you now.
Because I can't even imagine what you sitting on just.
Alright. This 2020. And this is like quarantine. So motherfuckers have been like struggling. And then 2019. 2019.
I wish I could see this list. This is ridiculous.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'll be working, and there be ideas. Every idea don't come out amazing.
Right,
that's cool. Like I'm a human.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But y'all wish. But no, I think one day I'm gonna at least like a Bandcamp thing. Like if you really,
Sure.
if y'all really want it, y'all pay for it. Bet like you can get these songs that didn't come out.
For sure. No, and that's right. I mean, I think that's also a way you just build a following. You just build an audience. I mean, like you said, I think you have a good audience now. But imagine in a year or two, or say a year even, you just like, okay, you know, I got people fucking with me, or people still fuck with this paper, or people. Maybe you at a point where people are anticipating your next tape, and it end up being something that's like on some. Until you know, you know, to hold them over.
Sorry for the wait type
shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's always cool to have shit like that. To have extra shit. Like I'm even learning that just in everything I'm doing. It's like having content, and just having shit that you can throw out there just to see. Like not content that you banking on. Content that's kind of like a gauge. Like all right, what are y'all fucking with? What y'all not fucking with? And then when you get some responses like, oh word, well, bet I'm gonna tee it up. Now I just want to see if you know this was something y'all was fucking with. So that's
what I did all leading up to TRACKSTAR. Like my goal after I made them songs, I was like, I'm just gonna test the waters. Like so, I dropped a couple songs on SoundCloud. Like I did like Trillers, TikTok. I was just like figuring out how can I maneuver this. Okay, if I do this type of comment, what does it do? If I do this type of comment, what does it do? If I post the video first or the picture first, you know, like Twitter or Instagram, or you know what I'm saying, like, okay, the weekends or the weekday. Like I was really like, I'm like seeing what worked. What made people respond? Hey, like this tweet, I send you a song right now. See who like it, bet. DM them all different songs, see the responses, see like what's working with what type of person, you know what I'm saying? Like just really testing the water. So I think that gave me a lot of tools to just make the TRACKSTAR roll out as successful as possible, as well as a lot of insight.
For sure.
For the people who's like tapped in.
No, that's hella real. I mean, like I said, it was an amazing rollout, an amazing job. I mean, you got a site now, like everything is moving, man. So if anything, one, I know I'm proud, like just to have seen it for sure, bro. Always like just to see it, because like you said, it's your work ethic, bro. Like not everybody is willing, and not everybody truly has the desire to put that work in. Because like you said, like you recording in the closet, like you hunkering down, you writing and recording right away. Like you would think, like you would assume that like if you want to do that, everybody has the mindset to, but the reality is not everybody thinks like that. Not everybody moves or operates in that way where it's like, this is what I want to do, this is what I need to do, I'm gonna do it. There's a lot of people that don't think like that, no matter what the field or industry is. So that's hella real, and definitely props to that. But yeah, man, definitely want to shift and talk a little bit more in general about music. Just you know, pick your mind about that. So who would you say are your inspirations, or people that you kind of look to, and if they weren't necessarily inspirations, they were like, that's kind of how I want not to be, as in terms of being like them, but that's the direction I want to take, or that's the kind of music I want to essentially be making when that time comes.
All right, for sure. So like with inspirations, I feel like it's tricky because I don't like to say I look to any artist for inspiration, because to me it's just like, as long as you paying attention like to life. Like if we driving and it's mountains, boom, I'm inspired. If it's like some good food, boom, I'm inspired. You know what I'm saying? Like any music, like any song from any random artist, like I could be inspired. So I wouldn't say like, oh, these are artists that inspire me, but like definitely like as far as like modeling careers around type shit, it'd be like Kanye, Childish Gambino, and Tyler the Creator, cause I feel like one, they multifaceted, all of them. Like they all has done like the music, and all their music is always like against the grain, pushing the envelope. Like they ahead of their time type shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Fashion, design, acting, movies, all that. Like they all, you know, do it all. Yeah. So that's definitely something I want to do. I don't want to be like, I don't see myself as like just a rapper type shit. Right. I see myself doing other shit. Like even like one of the films I had got placed in the festival. I didn't like broadcast that because it was just like weird. I'm like just a rapper, but I'm not just a rapper at the same time. You feel me? Yeah. And then like I really right now like I really fuck with Drake and 50 Cent. Just like as far as like attitude or like demeanor.
That's real. That's real. So are you? Would you consider yourself a Drake fan, or do you just like respect Drake as an artist? And by that I mean not like you don't like his music, but like are you one of them that's like Drake is the best, there's no arguing it, he don't have a bad song? Like are you one of them type of fans? Or are you just like I respect, etc. You know, but you know whatever. It's just I respect him as an artist. That and the third.
I despised Drake when I first got into music. I was just like, bro, he don't be trying. Like,
that'd be my thing. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like he.
But then I got tapped in.
Yeah.
And I was like, I get it now.
Yeah.
And he's talented. He
is.
I rock with Drake now. Like I be tapping in. Like I think what's the last song he dropped? Laugh Now, Cry Later. I cried. I cried when I heard this song. I was like, bro, this song is amazing. No, like, I get it. I get what he does now. I get why it's special and why it is effort. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think you have to. I think if you are gonna critique, I think you have to try to understand music in that capacity. Because so many people critique off solely the listen or off solely just they
like
don't
lyrics.
rap
Like
lyrics.
He not rapping, bro.
Which,
like, bro.
which I mean, I get y'all. Don't get me wrong. I'm a lyricist fan myself. I feel you. But again, Drake is Drake. And I think you just have to understand musically what that means.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not only is Drake extremely versatile, but like Drake is in a rare place where he has the ability to experiment and just see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not going to affect him.
Mm-hmm.
So he can play, like, if it go, it go. If it don't, even for him, it still probably go.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to respect that. So it's one of the things, like you said, when you tap in and you understand from a music standpoint, like you can, as an artist, as a fan, we can want something. Like, I would love for Drake to be serious about a tape and like, not so much, I don't want him to repeat Take Care, but just give us something.
So you think Take Care is his best album?
I don't. I personally think it's Nothing Was the Same.
I agree.
Me personally. I know a lot of people think Take Care. I think Nothing Was the Same was
the best
most album. Like cohesive project. You can't, I'll argue all day that it's Nothing Was the Same. But something of that caliber, because I know that he is able to,
mm-hmm.
but also, you know, I can only imagine as a creative, like I know my mind be all over the place. Like one day I fuck with something heavy, one day, next day I'm like, actually, I don't know. I don't think that's the direction I want to go, or I don't think that's how I want it to look. So I can only imagine as a music artist where he could be, where it's like some days he might feel like he in mode and want to go back to that, but then some days it's like, that just ain't what I'm feeling, you know. So in terms of his albums, it just depends. And you can critique all you want, but at the end of the day, I'm always like, I have my piece as an artist. Like, you just gotta, one, respect the craft, and two, somebody like Drake, like, you have to respect what they did. Like,
got to.
You have, like, you can't look at Drake's career and just be like, yeah, I just don't like him. Like, even if you don't, it's just like, okay, but like, he still gave us this, or he still gave us that. He still gave us moments in music, even. You know what I'm saying? I still
Scorpion
think
was great too.
Here's what I'm
That's when I really was like, because I wasn't a fan of More Life for Real, but Scorpion really had me like,
but so
Mob Ties, Can't Take a Joke, like back to back.
Nah, like he was spazzing.
After Dark, Jaded.
I'm saying though.
I'm like, hold on.
Because, and my thing is this, I wish he hadn't done it in a way that spread it out and made it clear that it was like about push. Like, I wish he had just made all of those things a cohesive album, because he could have. He could have took pieces from side A, took pieces from side B, and made a very cohesive, like 13, 14 album track. That if he does that, we probably talking
the greatest album. Yeah.
No, I'm serious. Like, we
right.
talk about one of the greatest albums, probably dead ass. Like, if he does that, so that's where it's kind of like he has that ability. Like, he can be that guy. So it's just like you want to see that sometimes. And
then Kendrick. Oh, I gotta throw him in the
listen. That's me. Like, Kendrick, that's my favorite. So, you know, I feel it.
To me, and just him and Baby Keem, that shit they been on.
Yeah.
I fuck with that shit heavy, bro.
Yeah.
Cause when Kendrick made God off Damn, like, that's really one of the best songs ever made, like, of history of music. Definitely going in my top 10 favorite songs of all time.
For real.
He different, bro.
He different.
It's like the shit he do with his voice, and just like, it's just like a certain like energy to his shit. I fuck with heavy. And Keem, like, the nigga saucy. Like, who don't fuck with Keem? Like, you know what I'm saying? I fuck with Keem heavy. So yeah.
Cool. So, man, before I get into my last question, definitely just, I feel like I gotta ask this, and you kind of alluded to it, but either you can choose. Either give me your top 5. Either you can choose your favorite artist, or you can do artists of all time, or you can give me your personal top 5, maybe 10 if you really need the wiggle room, songs of all time.
I'm gonna do the songs.
Okay. So you gonna do 5 or 10?
10.
Okay.
So I already been making a list.
What's y'all?
No specific order. I Wanna Be Where You Are, Jackson 5. Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody. I Wanna Be Your Lover, Prince. God, Kendrick.
Gems.
Flight at First Sight, Kid Cudi.
Okay.
Supernatural by Borns. It's a cut. It's a cut. You gotta tap in.
I would.
It might be number 1 on the list. Outstanding. Gap Band.
Hey man, listen. Timeless.
Can't High Love. Earth, Wind and Fire.
Okay.
I got like 2 left, 3 left. I wasn't counting.
Damn. I don't either. Okay, you said.
I said Michael Jackson, right. Queen, Prince, Kendrick.
Boris, you said.
Boris, yeah.
Boris. Cudi, you had Cudi in there.
Cudi.
Gap Band.
Gap Band.
So that's 7.
So I got 3 more?
Yeah, 3 more, okay.
Wait, yeah, 3 more. I can't count. Oh, shit. Guilt Trip. Kanye.
Yeah.
I'm capping. Kanye got like half of them. Devil in a New Dress. I get 1 more.
Yeah.
It's definitely a Kanye song. It might be Power or Flashing Lights.
I mean, I was going to, yeah. I mean, Flashing Lights wouldn't make sense, seeing as it was, inspiration. So.
But Kanye has better songs than Flashing
I
Lights.
mean,
that's why I'm like,
I feel you. I mean, but I can definitely see how all them songs, make that.
I mean, Guilt Trip,
I'm
most certainly. Devil in a New Dress, most certainly.
Man.
Yeah, all right, bet. I'm gonna leave the last one open. I don't want to commit.
Nah, that's real. But man, that's all them songs. They just got something. So I feel it. I mean, shoot, Outstanding, Mess Around. Well, if I was gonna choose a Gap Band song, I would choose Yearning for Your Love. Me personally.
Hey, and that's
me personally.
That's been on repeat.
Look.
But I was like, look, y'all only getting one. Cause
right.
I was like, look, man. But I had to pick out.
That oldies bag, that band music from like 70s and 80s.
That's how I grew up.
Dog, mad different.
That's how I grew up.
I'm talking, bro. Anything Earth, Wind and Fire, anything Gap Band, Commodores.
I got the 10th song.
What's up?
Cold Sweat, James Brown. Final answer.
I hope it's a playlist coming out with this video.
I mean, it might as well be at this point.
Might as well.
It might as well be, but man, that's. Yeah, no, but dog, that list is.
Yeah.
That list is crazy.
I mean, like, you know how Chicago, like, house music scene, like, in Chicago. So, like, my like, one of my stepdads, like, they got divorced, but yeah, his cousin was the Diz. I don't know if you know who the Diz is. Like, really, like,
I don't. Do
famous.
you know who the Diz is?
I do not.
Okay, cause
he like a respectable DJ in Chicago. Like, he had like shit on the radio or whatever, blah blah blah. So we used to like go over there, and he used to make custom house mixes for my mom.
Oh, wow.
Like, she would like send him like her favorite soul songs, so like It Ain't No Big Thing or like Shame, and he would like make a house mix on the spot. So a lot of the house music I grew up on, I peep now, isn't like the generic house music, but like it's soul music that he mixed. So yeah, that's just like what I grew up on. He gave a CD like every month.
That's crazy. That's how it was with my mom's. Like she of course, like she played piano for church, but I mean, everybody already knows Sunday mornings. It was a mix. Saturday mornings, any weekend we was cleaning.
Yeah.
You already knew what the deal was. You heard the music.
You woke up. Smell like Lysol, and you hit it.
Look, you already know what time it is. Like, damn, is that Earth Wind?
I'm like, bro,
let me throw my cleaning shirt. I could have swore we cleaned this week.
Like, bro,
I thought we cleaned this week. You feel me?
No,
for sure. But yeah, man, gotta get to the final question. Like I said, it all comes full circle. But man, you are a 22-year-old. I don't even want to put you in the box of saying you're a rap artist. Like, just creative. That has this huge vision for the stamp you want to leave, not just in music, but in general. So all those things considered, all the lessons you learned, all the things you talked about, all the experiences that you have, what would you say makes you qualified?
That's the best question. I refuse. I can't lose.
Yeah,
Like it's not possible.
I feel it. It's not an option.
It's just not. It's just not physically possible.
Right.
Any mishap, setback, like I'm gonna just use my like I'm flexible. Like I'm gonna get around it. I'm water. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't lose.
That's real. Do you know the Bruce Lee quote about water?
Yeah.
Man, I didn't get hip to it till like 2 months ago when I watched the Stephon Marbury doc. But that quote, I heard it for the first time and I'm like, dog, what?
Yeah.
I said that's different, but I feel it.
And that's how I've been my whole life. Which is funny. I could tell you why I've been like that my whole life. Because my mom like raised me to be smart.
Yeah.
So when I was a kid and I got in trouble, she would let me explain my way out of it. Like I was able to like if I could come up with a scenario on why what I did made sense or explain or like make a reasonable punishment for myself, she would let me like talk my way out of it. Like so I can like explain like you can do this and you won't be on punishment. No. And I'm like, all right, bet. So I'm da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And like, only that because you said I could do that, right? I'm like, all right, but it was the weekend. So really, I wasn't wrong. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I thought that just made me like flexible.
You can't settle. What you settling for?
Can't.
That's real, man. Y'all heard it here first.
Right.
God, thank you again, bro. Glad we was finally able to get this done.
Sir.
Make sure y'all tap into his music. Tap into TRACKSTAR for sure. The whole EP is fire. Definitely follow him. If you haven't saw the videos that are out, go watch them. By the time this releases, I'm pretty sure he'll have more out. So definitely do that. And man, just keep up with him. He's the next big thing, and it ain't just me saying it. So don't say, "Oh, Steve said it. He don't care." Nah, everybody's saying it. You don't want to be the last one to hop on the train. So until next time, again, peace.